You've seen the turbulence of the world. You've felt the tightening in your chest when everything seems to be coming apart. But let me ask you something. What if the chaos isn't what's exhausting you, but your constant effort to hold yourself together inside it? For a long time, I thought the world was what needed fixing. I thought if things were different out there, I would finally feel steady in here. But slowly, something else became clear. What if calm was never meant to be found somewhere beyond the noise, but remembered from somewhere closer? And here is the question that quietly follows us to the end. If you never learn how to return to center, what happens to you? Because so much of our strain doesn't come from what is happening. It comes from how tightly we brace against it. We carry tension without realizing it. In the jaw, in the shoulders, in the constant inner commentary that never seems to rest. I was doing this too, convincing myself it was just normal. But what if it isn't? What if these aren't flaws at all, but signals, invitations? Because tension is often life's quiet way of saying, you've drifted, come back. And the longer we ignore that call, the more disconnected we become from ourselves and from one another. So the first shift is subtle but powerful. What if noticing is more powerful than fixing? Because the moment you notice, something changes. Not outside you, but inside the way you are meeting what's happening. And once you begin to see this, you start to question something else you've been relying on: control. I used to believe peace required it, that if I could manage outcomes, people, plans, the future, I would finally feel safe. But life doesn't move that way. It flows, not in a careless way, but in a way that understands how things actually change, like a river finding its way around stone, like a wind moving through trees without resistance. And when we fight that movement, when we insist that life should unfold on our terms, we pay a price: exhaustion, bitterness, the quiet sense that something essential is slipping away. So here's the next question. What are you losing by holding on? Because the tighter we grip, the more we feel threatened when reality refuses to cooperate. And that threat often turns into something familiar: worry, anger, outrage. They feel justified, they feel protective. But look closer. Worry is gripping an imagined future. Anger is clinging to how things should be. And every time we tighten around those stories, we add heat to a world that is already burning. Here is the unsettling truth. You cannot meet a divided world with a divided mind. So what happens when the grip softens? Just a little. Nothing outside changes, but everything inside does. And from that inner shift, you begin to see something else you hadn't noticed before. The lines we draw, us, them. We tell ourselves the fracture lives out there between groups, beliefs, sides. But the pattern is rehearsed inside us first. And here is the hidden danger. If we never interrupt this reflex, we become what we're resisting. Compassion isn't a tactic, it is clarity. It arises naturally when fear loosens its hold, which brings us to the quiet, personal truth underneath all of this. I didn't create this series from a place of distance or certainty. I created it because lately the weight of the world has been pressing on me too. The constant churn of events, the cruelty, the division. I could feel it tightening my own chest, pulling me away from center. And in making these reflections, I found myself being guided back toward calm, not to answers, but to presence. This series became something I needed, as much as anything I hoped to offer. It also became a way back. And maybe that's what this journey has been for you too. Because everything we've touched here, awareness, flow, letting go, compassion, weaves into one truth. Peace is not earned, it is remembered. It lives beneath the tension, waiting for your attention. You are not meant to withdraw from the world. You are meant to meet it from steadiness. Not armored, not reactive, but present. You are here. Not in some future where things finally settle down, not after the world becomes safe, but now, where life is already happening. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you've been bracing, tightening and surviving, you're not broken, you're human. And you don't have to walk this alone, because this isn't the end of a conversation, it's an opening. We are all learning, again and again, how to return to the calm that was never truly lost.